Hey you guys, my name is Virtual V-Man, and today we're going to be doing a review on the movie Trap 2024, of course. Also, to show some love and support, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I did write some notes here on the side. There were, I would say, a few twists and turns, but it was the way that Cooper, who was the main person of the film, is how things played out. So, of course, everything starts off at a concert. They're at a concert with a singer named Lady Raven. And how this plays out is the dad finds out, of course, that there's police around. So then him and his daughter go to the concession stand because there's intermission from the concert. She's taking a break from singing. And then we see um, there's two girls, but the daughter asks first, "Oh, I want a size small." Then the two girls beside her's like, "Wait, I want a small." And then the dad was like, which is Cooper, was like, "You know what? Let them have the shirt. We can always, I can get you another, I can get you one another time, right?" Which led to the concession rep that was giving out the shirts. He was like, "You know what? That was real cool of you." So then Cooper pulled him to the side, like, "Hey, why is there all these police?" And he gets the scoop, right? So I'm thinking, I was reading the description about the film, so I'm thinking there's a killer already there, and Cooper's going to be the one, to save the day and all that, right? I'm like, okay, so we still watching, and there's this girl who's drunk and just like leaning, rocking back and forth. He walks up to her, I'm like, okay, maybe he's going to ask her if everything's okay, did she see anything? No, he pushes her down the stairs as a diversion so the police can all run up to her. And he was trying to see how quickly they react, the movements. I said, no, he ain't shit. So, of course, the dad kept leaving back and forth. The daughter starts being like, Dad, this is getting weird. You're acting strange, blah, 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 blah. Now, of course, when someone is singing, they always invite somebody up. So, of course, the singer's uncle happened to be in the audience, but Cooper didn't know that was the uncle. He told him he was the uncle, right? Now, he was like, you know what? It would be, my daughter has an illness. She doesn't tell anyone because she don't want no one to look down on her. Blah blah blah. He's like, he thought about it. Then he had people come over with him to like, hey, would you like to, come on stage with us? Blah 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 blah. Right? Because as he learns throughout the out his moves is that everyone gets checked unless you're close friends with Lady Raven. So before we got to that part, he already took the key badge from the rep and the vendor, right? I looked online. It says he's just vendor. I forgot his name. Sorry. So he took it from the vendor because for some odd reason the vendor had him walk with him like past the doors where you need to scan first to get through, just to get the shirts. He took the badge while he was walking. He gave him the paper cover and was like, "Hey, can you hold this so I can get the shirts out the box?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, he is about to cut him up." No, that wasn't the case. He gave him the box. Okay, he's not stupid. So he starts playing out. Now he already stole a walkie because he now has the badge. He was able to go in from room to room. He's been listening to their movements, figuring things out. Now fast forward, he finds out even people who are going through the back way after the concert, after being cleared, have to be rechecked again. So he pulls Lady Raven and says, like, "Hey, gotta talk to you for a second." They go to her room, and he knew that she had asthma. He was like, "Hey, all that stuff you're inhaling is bad for you, because your body keeps needing more. I'm a firefighter. I know these things." He said, "Excuse me?" They're like, "Well, this room is filled with carbon, and in 5 minutes this dude will die or something, right? He can activate it from his phone to instantly kill the dude." He said, "Unless you get me and my daughter out of here," right? So fast forward, they get telling them they're clear, so they don't have to get checked. So they make it to the limo, they get in, and then she was like, the dad was like, "You can drop us off. Our car's around the corner." She's like, "Well, I could definitely take you home and just drop you off there. Wouldn't be any problem." And then the daughter doesn't even know about her dad. She's just jumping around hollering, called her mom, say, "Oh my gosh, um, Lady Raven's coming to dinner, blah, 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 blah," right? So she's like, "So what's your address?" When I tell you that was the fastest Uno reverse, that is my favorite. She is my favorite character in this film. she was very brave, not because she's a singer and she was a dancer and all this, because she was brave. She literally got so close to the point she could have got taken out, right? But let's go forward. Now, fast forward, they get to the house, and of course, she gets out with them. It's like, hey, would you like to join us for dinner? She's like, yes, of course. And goes in with them, and then he starts, tapping his phone, and was like, she's like, so, puts the coffee down. Have you heard about the butcher? And the wife was like, well, yes. When we were younger, and it gave me nightmares. And Cooper starts getting nervous. She's like, they found this, they found that, they found another house, a different type of car, blah, 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 blah. And he got up quick and was like, hey, I think it's time for you to go. The night's over, blah, 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 blah. She's like, well, if I could just sing one more song before we go, the family's getting hyped. And they go over. The daughter puts down her phone, but she picks up the phone and puts it in her pocket. And then, before the daughter even walked over, he showed her the phone of the dude that is trapped in a room, right? So, he could, I don't know when he concocted this. Maybe he was going to get rid of the dude that he kidnapped. I literally forgot the dude's name. I think it was Julian Delon something. It was one of those names. I should have wrote it down right. But when you go out, watch the film, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Because there's another scene that we're going to get into. So, then fast forward, for some odd reason, he shows her the phone, but the family don't know, they're hyped, she's getting ready to sing, and she's like, I would like to go to the bathroom. Takes his phone, walks off, speed walks into the bathroom, and he chases after her, but after yelling at her, of course, hand me my phone. The phone was still open. Spencer, that's right, because I remember her face was like, are you Spencer? And so, Spencer, and all of a sudden, he can hear her, blah, 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 they're talking, he's giving her details, then she goes live from her phone, and tells everyone, if you know a house somewhere in Philadelphia, New Jersey, blah, 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 take your family there, get him out, right? Then she texts her friend, call the police. Then gets to the door, he's banging, give me my phone. The wife is behind, like, Cooper, what is wrong? Why are you banging? I don't know if you know this, but your husband's the butcher. I said, whoa. I was like, why did she play that card? And he opened up the door because he had a key. But before he even opened up the door, once she said the husband is the butcher, he started beating her. He beat the wife's ass and dragged her down the basement, locked the kids in their room, opened up the bathroom door for some odd reason. He seems to have keys to the bathroom and everything, of course. And he's like, give me my phone. He puts his finger on, like, a part of her shoulder. And so, like, if it tenses, or even the smallest movement means either the person's about to do something or there's tension. Lowered her to the car. He ended up letting her go, but I think he had a card up his sleeve. So then, the SWAT team arrived within 10 seconds, but he already dug a secret passage in his house that was already there as a backup plan. I'm like, this dude spent more time doing this and that. Why even have kids? Why even have a wife if you was just going to do all this shit? So, the SWAT team said it led all the way back to the neighbor's yard where he escaped. And he had a copy of the SWAT uniform, of course. Switched seats with the driver. The driver didn't even notify the girl they switched seats. The girl thinks she's driving safe. He's the driver. Gets in the back seat and tells her that ever since he saw her, he wanted to, I don't know what he wanted to do, but he wanted to do something to her, and it wasn't going to be pleasurable. So he handcuffed her so she can't move, get out the car. Luckily, the bar to the limo was weak. She pulled it, took it off, and walked in front of her fans, but didn't scream help, yell help. She just acted like she was getting a photo shoot, held the handcuff in her arm. I said, wow, now, that's brave. So, fast forward. Where we at? 11 minutes? Oh my gosh. Fast forward. And of course, he escapes the SWAT car, had already switched clothes, and he couldn't even go back to the house. I'm like, how can a firefighter afford two houses and two kids in this climate, right? Uh, so what was happening is they were showing us jewelry, or like the wife's like, he always finds things on sale and gives them to me. Actually, those pieces of jewelry were actually jewelry stolen off of people's bodies. It wasn't fully said in a movie. Like the ring that the daughter had, the necklace that the wife had, those things were actually uh, stolen from those people that he got rid of, chopped up, everything, right? So fast forward, um, he ends up back at home. Now the police already took the kids somewhere else, stayed with the sister, and so the wife, he was sitting in a chair and spooked her while she was making coffee. He was getting ready to chop her, and she's like, "Let's just have cake one last time." And I'm like, "Why?" They sat down to eat cake, but in my mind, I was like, "Why would you?" Because I never understood about this in real life. Why get rid of the wife, but also cry that you're not gonna be able to see your kids grow up because of what's about to happen? So you want to leave them parentless. That never made sense to me, but that happens in real life. So he was like, This is not going to." He technically told her to her face, um, "This is not going to save you, but I'm gonna sit here and eat this cake. Fate is inevitable." So I said, "Wow, he ain't shit." Okay. And of course, throughout the movie, he started seeing flashes of some old woman, and the old woman happened to be his mom. I think he ended up also getting rid of the mom as well. She was the one that saw that he was a monster before anybody else did. Unfortunately, it was too late. He was already on the rampage, but he was living a double life. Now, fast forward. This is where it gets good. Um, she doused the pie, and he didn't realize it until afterwards. But he still had the strength to get up and get ready to chop her into pieces. Then he saw a flash of his mom. He walked forward, and there were tasers just hitting him from all different angles. He knocked the officer out, put his thumbs on his eyeballs, was squeezing them. I said, shoot his ass. Y'all keep tasering him for. He took the taser off, still kept going. Then, Dr. Grant, I believe, she's the one that's in charge. Oh my gosh. I did not know they had Kid Cudi playing as a gay artist. No. Because there was a scene when it was backstage, the concert's over and everything. This is when he's trying to find his exit move, and before he threatens the girl, that was Kid Cudi, whatever. Oh my gosh. That just dawned on me. I literally look, I'm doing the recording and I looked at the screen. I didn't even look at all the faces. I said, we're just gonna do the recording. I already have my notes typed up. He had white blondish hair on, and he's like, "Hey," to the daughter, and after flicking his hair, because he had like 20-inch long hair or some shit, and so looked at the dad and was like, and then lifted up his shirt to show his ass. I said, "What?" I just now put okay. That I just deviated away. Okay, he got handcuffed. After they put a shirt on him. Terrible writing. But they went to he's like, "I just want to put the bike up. So I'm not gonna see my daughter one last time." Like that's literally the gesture. So he got up. He hugged his daughter one last time because for some odd reason they brought the police car over with the kids, despite what he was about to do to the mom, which is his wife. And there was a scene where we see Lady Raven reviewing footage of the boy that got abducted that she ended up help saving. I feel like that part is going to tie into a second movie. I think they're trying to really do a second movie because the last ending is he had all these handcuffs on and he used a pin, took off the handcuffs, and that was it for the movie. But I'm like, how you gonna get out? They're watching the vehicle. So they may play a scene where he's beating them and grabs a gun, or it may just stop at here depending on how many sales this movie makes. I thought that this movie was only going to be on Prime because I was like, I didn't know Prime was releasing a movie, and no, it was releasing to the movie theaters because I'm like $24.99. Might as well go to the movie theaters at this point. But you do get to pre-order, so I don't know. But I digress. This that was my review. I am still shocked that it's Kid Cudi. I literally looked at his face and was like, oh, okay. I think there was another scene I was supposed to go over, but it may not be important. Because the other parts, I went over the footage. I don't know why they added in Lady Raven looking at footage, but that may be something that they're going to add. Maybe it's going to connect if they do a second one, and we get to see Lady Raven again. Hopefully they don't murder her. Maybe she ends up leaving her career and end up opening up an agency to track people down like this. Oh! How did he get caught? Yes. The wife, Lady Raven said, oh, they found the receipt of a ticket. This is when she arrived at the house and she put the coffee down. That's where I was at. So she was explaining how they found out about him, but didn't know what he looked like. They just knew certain things of him, right? So they didn't know what he looked like, but they knew what type of tattoo he had on his right palm right here, right? It was, I guess, a diamond with a rabbit in the middle or something. The wife admitted at the end she thought that he actually didn't want to go hunt down Lady Raven, actually. Instead of going to go hunt and find her and give her to her, it dawned on him that it may have been someone from home. That's when, when I said she got stuttered, and before she made the cake, he's telling her, I was thinking about it, and it had to have started here. So when did this happen? She's like, well, he said, you thought I was cheating. She's like, yes, but then I also noticed that you smelled like chemicals, smelled like cleaning fluid, like a hospital smell, not like something for firefighters. And she's like, you were doing certain things that I never knew you knew how to do. And so she actually called in she was the anonymous tip of tracking him down. She thought that if they tracked him down, found him, and realized it wasn't him, she would have never had to tell Cooper what she did, and they could just live happy ever after. But she actually then realized, because he had the butch blade and was getting ready to do something to her, that she was correct. Because she said that she kept getting these flashes, these feelings of something's wrong. He has these specific smells. He's gone at certain times. He was actually stealing from those people too. That's why he had that second house. I'm like, this house is taller than the house you have with your wife and kids. So that money didn't just come out of nowhere. So this dude was messed up. So if they do a second movie, I think he's going to go after Dr. Grant or Lady Raven. Or he's going to try to finish stuff off with his wife. But there was a scene where his wife said to Dr. Grant that she actually wants to join the seminars on how to track one down. So she may change careers and end up investigating to find him and get rid of him after the death of Dr. Grant. Like something like that. But outside of that, yes. Oh my God. Cudi. Oh my God. I just put 2 and 2 together. Okay. But that's the review. Dang, I enjoyed this more than watching Sandy Cheeks movie, because that review is a little dry. I'm sorry about that. But I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to get the latest on the new movies and TV shows that hit our streaming services and movie theaters, and I'll see you on the next video.